Hello everyone, this is FallenDice, and welcome to episode 13 of Burpcraft Feed the Beast with FallenDice. And yes, we're back here. We're close. Soon as I can get this fully automated and I can basically back off and let it go, then we're off to new things. And I'm hoping to do that in this episode. I did some work off camera getting ready for this. Just building these. I currently have 22 alviaries. I still need 33 alviaries. So yeah, I'm not even halfway there. I'm just going to have to slowly add them in as I go. But what I'm going to do today, first off, is wire these up. These now do take Buildcraft pipes, so we can automate these just like the apiaries. So we're going to basically run this, and I played around this in creative just to verify. But let me go over here. Do I have the items? I'm getting ready to make a bunch of stuff. Let's see, I need wooden. Actually, I got right here. I need wooden. We need insertion. We need iron. Do I have any apiarist? I don't. I'm going to use a gold to pretend to be an apiarist. And then do I have any waterproofs here? No. But I know I do here. Alright. So that should be able to let us do everything we want to demonstrate. Oh, come on. That's not what I meant to do. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So each one of these is going to start off with a wooden transport pipe in them. So they're all going to be in the same place. Now coming out of that is going to be, and I wish I could, but I have a feeling. Oh, can I? I'm going to have to see if I can do this all the way around. Because if that's the case, and I'll find out here shortly. Ooh, I think I can. Okay, because this makes things so much easier. The key question is going to be when I get to this corner here. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Much better. Alright, good. Alright, because the thing is I want to be able to walk through here yet. So this just went up a level. Alright, so these are all going to go here. And there. And like I said, I want, well, even with these here, I'm not going to be able to walk back here. So this is going to be like a one-time thing as I'm setting this all up. I can always knock these down to come back here to get a specific one if I want to. But, first off, our waterproof is going to be as simple as this. If you look here, it does not enter the alveary until it gets to here, in which case it does. So this is pretty much just going to be a ring going around here. And what I may do, I don't know how much it's going to be to keep them, so we'll try it at first. We're just going to run this all the way around the entire racetrack, so to say. And it's just going to be pumping lava through. And it really only should need to, you know, add lava in whenever it's using it, which again, like I said, I don't know exactly how much that's going to be. But that problem's taken care of. And then we're just going to have a liquid tesseract at one end doing that. And technically, you know what? Let me see about this. Do I have any liquid ducts? Yes, let's try that. I'm curious about that as well, because if that works, I may do that instead. I think that the liquid ducts actually have a better volume than our standard Buildcraft pipes. So if that's the case, okay, good. So I may just do that then. It was suggested in as a comment too that I could have done that with our some of our other stuff, and that is true. Unfortunately, I'd already put in the Buildcraft stuff, so I may go back and fix it at a later date. Alright, so that's our lava for here. And that just leaves the rest of this. So once again, our wooden engine coming out. I'm going to pretend that's an APR's pipe for now. Oh, can't do that because it's waterproof. Gold, there we go. APR's pipe coming out. Now it's going to do two directions. One will be down, and that will be, I'll just use the same color. That'll be for items. Yeah, it's gonna. I'll probably do the liquid part last, because then that'll give me an ability to still move around. So, alright, there we go. So that's going to be items coming down. And it's going to hit an iron pipe here. And then connect on another racetrack that is just going to go around connecting to backs of all these. So when it comes out of here, all of our simmering comb and glowstone dust is going to come through here, hit this pipe and drop down, and it's going to get routed over to processing. And again, over here, our bees are going to get sent this way. And I'm probably going to have to go 2 because I don't want it to be able to interject. Because if I stuck it here, it would just create that little circle there. So it'll go like that into here. Now this is actually going to be our insertion pipe, which is why we brought those. And not a liquid. I don't want to destroy the sand because it dies so fast. Just like that. Alright, where is it? There we go. Insertion pipe. And that'll be insertion pipe here because we are eventually going to get to the point where we have so many bees that there is no room for this. And with 55 alviaries, I don't need to save drones. So they will just be destroyed. And what happens is on top of here, we will just stick a void pipe. So it's going to route our bees, come out here, come back around, feed right back inside. Once the drones are filled up, it'll go up there and destroy them. I can always, if I need to, just come around to the front like this, click it, and pull any drones out if I ever wanted to. So that's not going to be a problem. So that'll be our items. Bees going back inside. And then, of course, our liquid duct will be going down through here, feeding in all of our high grow regulators. So let me do that part off camera because again this is kind of the boring part. But I just want to let you guys know exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then once this part's done, we'll come back because the next thing we're going to do is set up some more tesseracts because we're going to be sending our items to our processing area, and we still need to route our lava to fill these up. So once we fill this up with lava, we can actually start putting bees in here, and we'll start setting up a backstock because I want to fill up all of my squeezers ahead of time because I found I was only able to fill up 1.5 banks. So I may have made way too many squeezers. So what I may end up doing is if I find out that I really only need half or maybe even a third of those, I may add more engine banks on the either side of that and then just use squeezers in the middle. But we'll find that out once this thing gets going. So anyway, let me take care of all that and I will be right back. Alright, so the first section of this is in. And I actually even installed it for all the future alviaries. So when I do these in the future, I don't have to redo this whole process once again. So you click on these, you see I've already got it set up. Items are going to go down the black path, and depending on which ones of these, it sends the bees over into here. So for the ones over here where we already have alviaries, everything comes out of here, and this is set that when it's missing a queen or a princess, that it'll power itself. So basically when the queen dies, the princess and the drones end up over here, which is the same. It's only looking in this spot here. So it's going to suck them out. Items will come down here. Princess and drones will come into here. Once we're full on drones, the extra ones will come up here and be destroyed. And it'll just continually funneling this through. All the items drop into here. I've got them set over on this side to come over here. There's 2 collection points right here and on the other side. So pretty much we've cut the room in half. So anything on this half of the room funnels over to here. You can see it coming this way. And the other half is going over to there. And we're going to put 2 tesseracts in. One here and one over there, item tesseracts, and they're going to send the all the items from here upstairs into our storage or processing room, which I haven't built yet, but we'll be building shortly. So that is all of this. So now that I've got this taken care of, I'm going to go through and set up all the gates. I hadn't actually done that quite yet. When everything's done, then I'm going to run the tesseracts for the liquid. And I'll probably do something similar in that this area here will also have the liquid tesseract, like maybe like over here. So I'll have the item one here, liquid one here. Items will come from underneath. The liquid one will be coming from over top, and it'll suck in the lava from one of our storage down there. Maybe I'll make another frequency now. I'll do like alviary lava 1 and 2. That way we're not using the lava from any of these. We'll have a separate one for that, and that'll run it through. So let me get this all here set up here, and then once we're done with that, I'll come back for one last quick show of that, and then we're going to go upstairs, because I've decided we're going to make upstairs our processing room. So that'll be our next part of this project, because once the processing part is done, we can turn this thing on, self-sustaining, and then we can move on to do some other cool stuff. So I will see you guys in a few. Alright, we are done with all of this. Got the pipe ran all the way full circuit around, well, almost full circuit. It actually stops halfway and halfway, kind of like with the items as well. That way we're only supplying half of the room with one tesseract, half of the room with the other. And again, like I was showing here before, I had the Buildcraft pipe going underneath. That's coming into this item tesseract. So we've got B output 1 and B output 2. So we'll be sending all of our simmering comb and glowstone and stuff upstairs and to be processed. And then from down below, we now have B lava 1 and B lava 2 from our liquid tesseracts. And that's from 2 new liquid tesseracts underneath our 2 lava tanks. So they'll be sending lava over here to keep our bees healthy, take the humidity out of the air so they can survive here, and that takes care of that. Now what we need to do is we need to come upstairs and we need to kind of plan how we're going to set this all up. And what I may end up doing actually is going up a little higher, because I don't need that much space, and I don't want to use a partial room. So I'm thinking this would be a good spot to do it up here, because all I really need, I'm going to need some centrifuges up here. That's going to take our simmering comb and plug them through. I can take and set the glowstone to an automatic crafting table to get crafted into actual glowstone, or I could crate it. Now the only problem with crating is carpenter's not a big deal. I can get the carpenter, I can get water and everything taken care of, but the crates, I would need a supply of wood. And I'm going to end up building a Buildcraft tree farm here eventually. And once I do that, then I'll have no problem. I can have a, tesseract sending the output to storage. And then up here, I could always use that to send wood up into here as well, piggybacking on it. So when that happens, I may change it around. But for now, I don't know that I want to use the carpenter yet. I don't want to build something where it's not going to be permanently put. So I think for now I'm just going to end up auto crafting it into glowstone. And then of course there are factory wax. Same with that. That's going to be we'll probably just have to store it in chests for now, although I'm probably going to end up coming up with ridiculous amounts of it. So what I may do, we'll end up doing some kind of storage area up here. And once all the storage is filled up, then I'll probably just start voiding it, because I'm only going to need certain amounts of it anyway. The only question now is going to be how many centrifuges am I going to need? Oops, getting off too early. Yeah, how many centrifuges am I going to need for this project? I don't know what the full output of these is going to be yet. I know that one alviary works better than an apiary with all frames in it. Apparently a lot better. So if I start, shooting out, even then, I can't imagine. What I'll probably do is we'll start off with one bank of them, and we'll see how it works. Even if they're not all being used, as we add alviaries, it'll be fine. And then at one point, when it finally tips to where we need more, then we can add more at that point. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go ahead and stop recording for a little bit while I try to map out how I want to set this area up here up. And then I'll come back once I've kind of got an idea of where we're going to move on. So I will see you guys in a few. Okay, so I've been busy since the last little bit of recording here. I've extended our alviaries a bit more. So now I've only got that section back there. And I was able to do this because what I ended up doing is I went back and I rebred my meadows to allow them to work over here without needing any adjustments to the alviary. They could actually be out here in an apiary. So they're producing, as you can see, a lot of honeycomb, and that is going straight back to my spawn bee base where I was turning it into not refractory wax, beeswax, and all the other stuff. So I've even got enough right now, I think, for another 6 or 7 alviaries already pre-done. So I'm getting close to being able to have this all done. In addition to that, one of the other things I had realized, and we are going to go upstairs to show kind of where I'm at right now, but that's all going to change a little bit because I realized I needed to change some stuff. So first off was what to do with this. Because once I started playing up there, I realized that I needed to have a plan for my stairway because that's kind of the room was going to have to adjust around it. So I started working on that. And as you can see up here, this is where I started to kind of get an idea for how it was going to work. And we'll head up into here. And this is kind of going to be, it's going to be like this every floor. So you have the walkway here, you come up, get to the top of the stairs, and then there's another one right there to once again take you up to the top of the stairs. So you could pretty much go up and down the entire way like this, or if you're in a hurry, just come through here, fly straight up, and have that ability. Now for the bottom one though, that's going to be our grand entrance. So I'm thinking that the middle part here is going to be the beginnings of this, and then once again kind of coming up to a platform here and then working our way upstairs. So it'll have the same it'll basically reach the top of this floor here the exact same as all the other spots. It'll just start a little higher here. So that here is something I'm going to work on a little bit here shortly. Let me get off the hover so I can get up a little quicker. Now we're up here. My original plan had been to make these all of my centrifuges that I was going to be processing the lava, because I was thinking that I was running out of items to place on this floor and I didn't want it to be empty. One of the problems is this is cramped. Coming up the stairs here, we got a 3 wide stairs over here. I want it to be at least 3 wide to come up here so you're not feeling cramped on your way to the next set of stairs. Because above us is the ceiling, and that's where our 2 other buildings are going to go. So these stairs are going to take you actually up into those 2 buildings. So this has kind of changed how I want to do this. Lucky I have extra room here compared to the walls, so I have a little bit of piping room behind, but I'm thinking I may just make this entire front area here open and do some kind of decorative on this, and instead we'll move all this to the sides and the back. So what I'll probably end up doing, my wall of centrifuges are going to be back here. But they're not all going to be the same ones, because what I also am planning on doing is in this corner, we're going to have a tank, and in that corner, we're going to have a tank. One tank is going to be honey, one tank will be seed oil, and that's going to be because for future creations of any of the other bee stuff, we need seed oil, we need honey, and a place to store it. And it's going to, I figure since I'm in the process of the design here, we might as well make it so it all take care of it all right now. So what we'll do is part of our centrifuges here are going to be for our lava. Have a small section for normal honeycombs coming up, so we can get beeswax out of it and regular honey drops, and then the honey drops will be compressed into actual liquid honey for over there. So I actually have I need some more planning than what I was originally at. I thought that I was I thought I was getting close, but then with these new ideas now, I've got to add more stuff now because centrifuges, new squeezers. I don't want to use the ones down there. That's all for the lava. So I'm going to have to put some squeezers up here for the honey. I need to put some carpenters up here for some of this other stuff, as well as squeezers for the seed oil. So yeah, yeah, I'm going to get back to work here again. I wanted to show you where I was, you know, as far as what this is going to be, and I'll probably work on that a little bit before I come back, and then lay out how this is going to be. So yeah, let me get work on that, and I will be back in a moment. All right, so I think this will work. So we'll go through how this is set up. This is going to be all chests, and the material on the wall will be different too. But this is going to be all the chests of excess stuff or products of things. And I suppose if I always need to, I could always, you know, take out the gap in between. But I kind of like having that just because there's an awful lot of diamond chests I can fit in. So I shouldn't ever go over this. And if I do, I might as well just start voiding the items. Tank 1 will go in here. Tank 2 will go in here. We have lots of room back there for routing of pipes and things like that to make it fit in. I'd rather things look pretty than to use all available space, just because, you know, it's a smaller area up here anyway. This room is going to be for carpenters. Things we can do with carpenters is we can crate excess items to use even less space. Uncrate items. I have lots of things I can do with this. And since we can come back here, and I've got lots of room back here, I'll have plenty of room to choose what I want to do in this space, in this room. So that's what we'll be putting back here. And this is pretty much going to be covered up. Like, I just haven't gone through and figured out exactly the texture I want on these walls. So you won't be able to see into the backs of any of these areas. This is going to be, once again, like glass, like downstairs. So when you come out from up here, this will be a walkway going around to all the different areas. A glass wall leading into a door here. So, you know, might as well just throw that on there real fast. But this will be a door to go into this room. See all our carpenters. Then we come around here. Again, tank, squeezers. Now, these are going to be different than the ones downstairs. The ones downstairs are always going to be set up to pump lava. One of the problems I've noticed with squeezers is even if there's nothing left inside there, it'll still say on there what it is. Like if I go down here right now to my squeezers here, you will notice that on this one here, it says honey. That's because I had pumped honey. So before I can start doing my lava here, I'm going to actually have to destroy this block and then replace it. It's the only way to clear the inventory out so it can actually put something other than honey inside there. So for that reason, that's why we're putting in a separate set of squeezers up here. So one of these is going to be for honey. One of these is going to be for seed oil. So, you know, we'll have a seed oil tank, honey tank. And the seed oil, we're going to get the seeds from somewhere out here. Like I said, once I expand this base, we'll start putting in some of the farms and things like that. So we'll end up having seeds coming in eventually. So I'm just setting this up for that in the future. Until then, I can always come up and manually place seeds in there if I need to. The honey will come from the alviaries downstairs if I happen to put anything in that produces honey drops or honeydew drops. And then, of course, that's going to fill up the other tank. Here is going to be our centrifuges. And I'm not going to specify what goes into what. I did this back here to kind of show how it's going to fit in, but we'll run power like this. The top of both of these is going to be inputs. Although, I may need to bring you down, because I don't want the output, I don't want it coming into there. I don't want to accidentally be filling things in from the bottom. So that's gonna have to change. So I'm probably gonna have to put these on the bottom floor then. So there's 2 spaces between them. But anyway, how it'll end up working though once I do that. Items will come in the top, and they'll fit inside of here, and it's going to be running across the top, so they may not always be running at all times, unless there's a lot of things going through, but there's going to be plenty of possibility for these to be used. And they'll probably split here, so 50 on the top, 50 on the bottom, all the way across. And then the output's going to be on the back, so it'll be a pipe coming out here, and coming out here, and connecting, and then sorting in different ways. It won't matter which items are coming in across the top, because if the centrifuge is already full of simmering comb, if a regular honeycomb comes through, it's just going to keep skipping until it finds an empty centrifuge, and it'll just start filling into there. So that'll be fine. Output, same thing. It's all going to get routed to the same area eventually, and then we'll hit like a diamond pipe to separate. At the diamond pipe area, we'll end up splitting off, and we'll send the stuff to be crated over here once we get the crating system set up. Until then, it can just go straight over to our sorting system there for the chests. The phosphorus, however, will head up going downstairs, where it's going to start filling up our squeezers downstairs for the lava production. And then this room, one of these rooms will be set up as a cobblestone generator. And we'll tweak with it, see how many different generators we need to put in to get it to keep up with the supply of the phosphorus coming. And then we still have another room in here that can be used for future use, but it's in the back, so it's kind of hidden. So that's my plan for this floor here. The next part is just going to be creating all of the machines, machine blocks and everything, chests, and all the crazy conduits and pipes to connect it all. I'll probably build the blocks first and then come back later when we get to the actual routing of the cabling and stuff, just to kind of show how that works. As you can see though, I have completed my stairway up. Well, at least the stairway part. The decoration part hasn't happened yet. So getting in is going to be coming up here, and then each floor we just get off, come back up, and go up to the next floor. I'm going to have them all decorated so they look like is it this floor? Yes. They're all going to look like this on this side. So I've got to go through, and I have to decide whether I want to do it with the smooth stone or the hieroglyphic. And I think I decided smooth stone on the inside because that looks better to me. It looks cooler. And then on the back side here, that'll be the hieroglyphic because that kind of matches what's already on the inside of these walls. And then we're going to run that up like that. So that is probably the next thing I'm going to work on, is to finish this up after we go through and complete all of our blocks. So I'm going to get back to work, and I will be back when I've got another update. Alright, so we have update time again. I have been working hard while I've been building with running my bees to give me the supplies I need, and we are almost done. I only have 4 more alviaries to go, and they are now all currently filled with bees. I went ahead and basically turned it on to start supplying ourselves with the items we need. So actually, let's head over here first. As you look, you can see our system is now running. So the things are moving through, and the fact that it's getting to the end means we've finally filled everything up, which means these are all now filled up, powered, and I could turn it on. The one thing I found out though is it took me a long time to get to this point. A long time. A lot longer than I was thinking, so I'm realizing that I probably have way more squeezers than I need to. So I'm probably going to get rid of at least 1 bank on each side. So at the most 4 banks, possibly only 2. I don't know quite yet. We'll see once things start running, because I just got done adding in a bunch of more of the alviaries, so we'll see how fast it starts to move through at the moment. The excess right now, oops, I have going to what's called crateable items, and that's not quite crating yet, but I'll show you where we got going, and I'll show you pretty much how this is looking now. Where to start? First off, this back here is pretty much doing nothing at the moment. I've got them in. I've got the output going to a liquid tesseract. One of them is going to liquid honey. The other one's going to seed oil. Those are what's going to be in these two quarters. Eventually, I'll have it fed in. Like, they're going to feed them from the back here. So that's eventually how we'll do that. For now, I can manually add it in if I want to. So when I need honey, I just need to come in and fill these full of the honeydew drops or honey drops. The outputs are right here, so once I construct my tank in here and start this running, it'll automatically, when I turn this on, fill the tanks up. And let's see, okay, next thing. Carpenter. Eventually, that's what the crateable items are going to go to eventually. Right now, it's just carpenters. I have lots of room to start routing piping eventually, but at the moment, I haven't done it yet. Because, like I said, I'm waiting until I get my own tree farms. Cobblestone generators are in, just not going anywhere yet. The magic, though, is here. So if you look over here, this is number 1. This is B output 2, B output 1. Both of them are feeding into a diamond gate or pipe, which is sending our glowstone, which I'd completely forgotten about, up to this tesseract, which is going to crateable items. And that's right now, everything crateable goes to storage, and I'll show that in a sec. But every time one of my queens dies, it basically unloads a giant amount of simmering comb. And as you can see right now, it comes up pretty quickly. So let's see exactly what kind of a backstock I have right now. None up top at the moment. Uh-oh, that's not good. See, I should not be getting any glowstone dust down here. Okay. I get nervous when I look up and I don't see anything, but I do understand that sometimes the bees get into like a sequence where they're all completing at the same time. But we'll check that real fast to make sure. B output 1 is our first one here, and that's right over here. B output 1. Okay, so yeah, you are on. Now, I do know that I did have an issue earlier where I destroyed a piece of pipe. I just want to make sure that didn't interfere with anything. Nope, and there it goes. Right now it's puppet. So I was just, like I said, I was just getting nervous. It's probably going to be a bunch of them all at once now. I'm going to get just a ton of output. So if I head upstairs, we'll do that real quick here now. And we'll probably see just a ton of comb going through the top section now. Yep, there they are. So yeah, it was just weird. We happened to be at a time when nothing was coming out. But right now, so all that's happening, at this end, phosphor and cobble are going this way. Right now there's no cobble, but that's what I'm calling this pipe, because where above there it feeds in, it's just going to say cobble, or phosphor cobble, so I can take items from over here. I don't know where this one keeps happening. Every now and then it pops out, and I don't see why, because it pops this way. Yeah. The other one is, again, crateable items. So now we'll head over to crateable items, which is back here. And it just, everything comes out here. The beeswax goes up, and our phosphorus comes down. So I'm keeping all the phosphor down here. Glowstone dust goes either direction, just because I don't really have a spot for it right now. So that's almost full. This is all the glowstone dust in here I already have. And then I got more up in there. So as one chest empties out, and that's what I've been trying to do, is I was kind of wanting to just keep all the glowstone dust down here. So I've, been kind of manually taking it out as I go and moving it down here, but quite a bit. And now we've started finally getting a backup of phosphor. Once I turn it on, that won't happen anymore, because these squeezers work way faster than it's been filling up to this point. So anyway, I'm nervous about turning this part on because of the way filling it up again. Because if I turn on the cobble generator and start feeding this, once it runs out of phosphorus in any one of these areas, it's just going to overfill it with cobble, and eventually these will all just be completely filled with cobble. which is why I'm thinking I need to go smaller and just have enough of these that are going to be able to keep up with the speed of the actual squeezers themselves. So, let's see. You're done. What am I? Oh, that's right. I have these all turned off. That's what I did. I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, once I click this and turn these into pulsate, or pulsar, yeah, then they'll instantly start feeding through here down into there. Yep, that's all it's waiting for. So I'm trying to think, and you can see it already instantly starts filling into there. Right now, you know what? I'm just gonna turn it down and see how fast it empties, because I'm curious now. So let's kind of get an idea for how quickly this one bank. We'll just turn this one here on for the moment, and we'll see how fast it empties and how fast it refills. Let's see. Now it's got room for 2, filled up. That's what I'm saying. I think with maybe 2 or 4, it'll be fine. Okay, so far, you know what? This is actually working out pretty good with 1. So this is actually a good experiment now that I think about it. Eventually, obviously, I'm going to end up running out of cobble. So let's turn on a second bank. Again, like I said, now I've got more of my alviaries, and eventually they'll start kicking in, so we'll get a pretty good idea of the flow of items through here on a normal basis. Now the fact that if I can see them over here, though, that means that we're still exceeding the use, so to say. So at the moment, you're staying full. Alright, so you're already starting to drop, which is kind of where I was getting worried. I'll probably get a bunch of stuff comes through. Let's see if it fills it back up, or if it actually gets used before it gets here. Alright, yep, so this one is having trouble having anything get to it. Come on, is one actually going to make it? There we go, almost filled it up, but that means the ones in the back are getting lower. Okay, so at this point, with the amount of output I have, it looks like I've got enough to keep 2 banks operating consistently. Now I'm going to leave it at this right now until I get the extra alviaries in to see, because if I can get it to a point where I can for sure keep this amount filled up, then I'll feel safe to leave this running. And what I'll probably just have to do is bypass these for now. And then I'll rethink this at a later date. Now the question is, though, how quickly are we filling our tank? Oh, that's not bad. So we've already put in 200. It's actually coming in pretty quickly. So eventually, and here's the other thing, eventually this tank will be completely filled. 100% filled. Now once that happens, I actually can go with this a little bit better, because then these are only going to get used whenever lava is pulled out of the tank. So I'll leave this set up here, because it looks, I like how big it is. I like the size of it. But what I probably should do is turn this bank off and turn one on my other storage tank, so that both of these have one of them filling up at all times. So we'll do that over here. We'll make it the one on the end, just to kind of match up. And then I feel almost safe enough to leave this running overnight, so we'll try it. But the thing is I'm going to need to get my cobblestone feeding into it to actually let it to go any kind of long term, because eventually I will run out of cobblestone of these. And as long as I've only got the 2 going, I should be able to have this going indefinitely. Upstairs on my crateable items in the storage, I've got the cobbles going straight to a void pipe, so any excess cobble coming through here will just get voided. So, alright, let me look at this. Let me set my cobblestone, because once I've got the cobblestone set up, and I know for sure that this is going to be running indefinitely, then I can start running my engines, and we can start charging up our downstairs, and I think that's what I want to do before we end this episode. That, and I think I may play with this a little bit too. So let me work on both of those for a little bit, and I will be right back. Alright, so we have a quick little recap here. I recorded this already once, and the audio actually wasn't there. I didn't realize that until I was here editing, so this is kind of a brief recap of where we are. Also, I'm recording on my new Blue Yeti microphone, so obviously it's going to be a little bit different of a sound to this, but hopefully it should be better, and all my future recordings will be done this way. So, as you can see, first off, we've got some engines running, and we also have a full tank. So I was basically filled this all up, and I had to keep tweaking this, turning some on, turning some off, because it wasn't keeping up with the demand for phosphorus. But once I got my tanks completely filled up, and it's full all the way to the top, and all my batteries downstairs were filled, it now keeps up very well. I've got 6 of them going, and I'm staying completely filled up. I can probably add some more, but right now I don't have a need to. I mean, I can even send excess lava back to town now. Also, I found out that I can leave these running. I was a little worried at first that if I left these guys running all the time, that I might actually run into some issues. And what is going on with my computer? Oh, there we go. That was weird. I was worried that I'd get too much energy and they might explode or something like that, but it appears it's staying at a they're not shutting down. I'm not having to reset them. And what happens is whenever I use energy now, it's just kind of automatically refilled, and I'm not having any issues whatsoever with power. So that's a good thing. All but 5 alviaries. Let's see. Oh yeah, I went ahead and completed my stairways. So you can see it's got the chiseled, but leading into some smooth stone, and then this is all chiseled up top. All of the backs now are smooth stone, and I think that looks really nice. I've also decided, I don't know if I said it yet or not, but we're going to go ahead and put more alviaries up here, and these are going to be for all the other types of bees that aren't the demonic. And then of course, if I ever feel like I find an extra need for lava, I can always add lava into these if I needed to, but for now it'll be industrial, imperial, so I can get my pollen, my royal jelly, and just my normal beeswax and honey. As you can see now, everything's in place here. We're full of honey because I have some actual meadows bees downstairs that I bred to be able to work here without any excess or extra help from the alviaries, and they're sending all of their honeydew and honey drops here. It gets separated back there. I'll show that in a sec. And again, now this is full, I can probably actually change this to a public output and start filling up the liquid honey back at the liquid storage room in town. I'm also kind of starting to get set up for my carpentry work. I put honey in the bottom row and water in the top, so I can start making all the stuff I need for my alviaries that I'm going to be building. What I'm probably going to do is kill the input on these last 2 and maybe put an extra tesseract to run seed oil, so I can put seed oil for a couple, because there are a couple things I do need seed oil for, so I will adjust that. But the bottom row has output, so when I'm making my alviaries, because it'll actually fill up before the ingredients are used up, so now I can basically get 2 stacks of alviaries for each one of these, so that'll be cool. Let's see, let's take a quick look back here. Centrifuges, I basically only have the items that I want going into the centrifuges right now, so since I'm only doing dripping comb and simmering, it's all that's going in there. Everything else comes up to this creatable items, which gets sent over to the storage room, which is actually full right now. Over here, we're sending the honey drops to be processed over there. As you can see, there's nothing on the white, so that means anything that somehow slips through here will then get sent over to the miscellaneous over in town. Or did I, that's a normal one. Okay, sorry, I've got an extra, I plan on sending extra stuff to town just so that they can have it there eventually. Right now I actually have a chest here that's miscellaneous, so it sends it over to here. And then also over here it pulls items out and pretty much is sending all the excess to be basically voided right now. If it's not any of these items, it goes into the void pipe and gets destroyed. So right now, and actually everything's getting destroyed because I've completely filled up all my chests. So I've got tons of glowstone, immense back stocks of phosphorus, and there's more over here. And then up top, it's just refractory wax on refractory wax. So everything's getting voided right now until I can get my crating system set up eventually. So I mean, right now we're in full operation. Everything's working now. Downstairs, all of my redstone energy cells are completely filled up. Whenever I need to take one, I just come over, break it, replace it with the empty one, which is I've been using the filler for. All the MFSUs are full, so everything is full right now. Nice access to all my lava tesseracts from the bottom. And so what I've been doing, and this is what we're going to be working on in our next episode here, I'll give you a quick short peek, is we've been expanding. So you can see here, and I'll go more into this in our next episode of what we're doing here, but just so you can see right now, I've raised the ceiling for the entire central part, and then we're kind of angling it down so I can shape it a little bit with the mining laser on explosive later. But we're ready to, first off, I need to finish this pyramid on the outside. So we'll add in our two entrances and rooms on the left and right, as well as our rooms on top. And then I think we'll go ahead and maybe set up our walls on the outside so we can kind of frame the rest of the city. But like I said, that's for the next episode. So for now, that will be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.